Good morning, everyone. Just thumbs up if you can hear us okay. We're kind of sharing a mic between the two of us here. Ben, you want to say something? Lean forward. There we go. Awesome. Cool. So we had a little bit of last minute technical difficulties. So we just swapped machines. Now Ben's on my device and I'm on his device and I have his profile picture and it's all good. So thanks for joining us here today. We're just gonna introduce ourselves and get started here. So we're here to present about writing smarter, not harder, the power of effective AI prompting. So my name, actually we'll switch to the next slide there, Ben. We're going to have a bit of an interactive session here today. So if you can go to menti.com and enter the code that you see on the screen, or you can scan the QR code using a device. I'm going to scan here so that I can play along with the group. And what it'll do is just pop our presentation up on your screen. As we navigate through the slides, you'll be able to follow along. And then there's some interactive sections where we're going to ask you to participate and give some input. It's all anonymous. It's all really low stakes. Feel free to interact as much or as little as you're comfortable with this morning. So my name is Karen Roeck.
And my name is Ben.
And I'll just introduce ourselves a little bit. So we both live up here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. My role right now is Director of Learning. I work for an online school here in our province. We serve 8,000 students around our province, mostly learning in an online format. So it's really cool. One of the 8,000 is sitting right here next to me. I've also got experience as an instructional designer. I work at a couple universities up here teaching leadership courses, education courses, and e-pedagogy. Before I moved into the online sphere, I worked in the classroom as a music teacher and grade 2 classroom, grade 2-3. Love coaching volleyball. I've been coaching volleyball for about 20 years. I'm left-handed. Don't know if we have any other lefties in the room. And I'm always cold. Both Ben and my husband know that I'm freezing all the time and they have to look out when I have cold hands. Make sure I don't put it on their backs.
I am Ben. I'm a grade 7 student. I am an AI user. I'm pretty good at math. I play hockey and I'm a defenseman. I'm a baseball player, a little brother to Kate Roeck, an owner of two German short-haired pointers, and
I added this one yesterday. Ben is a messy room dweller, and I can't seem to get him to clean it up. So, and then together we are known as
Bam.
Bam.
Ben and Mom.
Yeah, Ben and Mom. So we actually love, let's sit forward a bit. We actually love doing puzzles. So here you can see some of our favorites. I don't know if anybody's heard of Myrtle, but that's kind of the new logic puzzles we've been loving. Big puzzles, small puzzles, any puzzles we can get our hands on, we're good to go. So for the slide deck today, Ben is running the show. So he's got control of the slide deck. He's going to be doing the interactives with you in the room. And I'm sitting beside him to help troubleshoot. But yeah, this is all Ben doing the stuff today.
All right. So our workshop goals are to explore how AI can be used as universal support, and we'll discuss how to write an effective AI prompt. We'll model writing using AI as a tool, and we're trying to equip participants with at least one gold nugget takeaway.
And what's a gold nugget takeaway, Ben?
A gold nugget takeaway is something that you learned and can use in future scenarios.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to start with a story about why writing is so hard. And Ben was a bit nervous to share about his own story with writing. Ben went to campus school for 7 years, and then this year he came to online school, mostly so that he could work ahead in math and in French, and also so he could get support with his writing. So as we were putting together the presentation, we thought, why don't we ask and see how writing is for people in the room? So on your device, you should see 3 options. So when you were in middle school, Ben's 12, and when you were in middle school, how did you feel about writing?
You can click the option that you feel.
Okay, we got a meh.
2 meh.
2 mehs. Oh, someone loved it. I'll vote on Ben's behalf. Here we go. Ben is Will Ferrell there, just like, don't make me do it.
We got
I
3 minutes.
can't do it. Got 3 minutes. Okay, there you go, Ben. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel better.
Makes you feel better, right? Not everybody loves writing. His older sister loves writing, so he gets a bit intimidated by that. All right, so Ben, why don't you share about your journey as a writer?
Okay. So this was my science project, and I had a month to do this project. My teacher gave me some pretty good instructions. The reason it's in French is because I was in French immersion. Uh, I didn't really get the help I needed to write down all my ideas, and my parents kept checking in to see how I was doing, and I just said fine. When the due date was coming up and my mom asked to see how my project was going, I showed her this. I only did a couple of words because it was really hard for me to write down my ideas. Then I got in trouble for my mom and dad for not asking for help. The project was due in 2 days, so my mom and dad told me to write down everything that I could have knew about body systems, and in 20 minutes I was able to write down this. I felt pretty good about my work, and the next day, my mom and I looked at some examples of finished projects to get some ideas on how to make it look nicer. Then, my project looked like this. I was able to do the project using all the ideas I had in my head. I just needed some guidance and prompting to get them out.
So can you go back to the slide before there, Ben? So this finished product Ben actually put together in 2 hours. So he took an hour to write all of his ideas down, and then we took a little bit of time to look at different examples, and then he took another hour to put together the product. So after having a month and not getting the help he needed and not asking for help, he finally, after getting some prompting, was able to put it together. And the teacher did a great job of setting up the assignment. She gave really clear instructions. It was just a gap between Ben being able to advocate for what he needed and being able to get all of his ideas down. We didn't need to do any prompting in terms of like content or reminders of that stuff. It was just getting the ideas out of his head onto the paper. So after hearing Ben's story, we wanted to hear, does this sound like a familiar writing experience for you when you were in middle school, or if you have students kind of around that age? So you should be able to see a slider on your screen and then slide it over and press submit. So Ben, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing yes many times.
Yeah, and it's like, look in the corner. Everyone's answered and everyone has said,
Yes,
definitely.
many times.
Yeah, definitely. So the bulk of our presentation today is Ben's going to show how to use ChatGPT. That's the LLM we've been using to help with his writing prompts. He can't always come and have mom and dad sit alongside and have a teacher, any of those things. So we're going to model different ideas that we've been trying.
Yep. So this is how ChatGPT helps me write. It helps me get some ideas out of my brain because sometimes they're just always stuck in there. It gives me feedback on my writing, like for this sentence, add a period or correct this grammar and whatnot. And it shows me examples that I can choose from. So, and here are some tips for do's and don'ts for how to write good prompts. So you should ask for multiple options so that you can pick the one that you want, and you should be specific. If you're not very specific, might not give you the thing you want. And you should alter your prompt to get the answers you need. Might take a couple of prompts. And you should give credit to AI when you use it too.
What does give credit to AI mean?
Don't just like if you're using it in a Google Doc, don't just write down what it said, and yeah, you should what I do is I write down CGPT after I've put down something from ChatGPT.
Awesome.
Um, don't ask AI to do all the writing for you. Don't just ask it to like write me a 10-paragraph essay on whatnot.
It's a long essay.
Yeah. Don't copy and paste straight from AI. You should probably change it a bit. It's just supposed to help you get the basic structure.
Mhm.
And don't give up after your first try. It might take a couple of tries, and yeah. You never know if you don't try.
There you go. All right. So Ben is going to do a live demo of how he uses ChatGPT as a writing support. And he's very nervous for this. So we'll cheer him on as he goes. We kind of wanted to do like writer's improv. So Ben's going to click the slide here. There you go. Go, Ben. So he chose 3 topics that he feels pretty comfortable writing about, and he wants you to vote on which one you would like to hear. So would you like Ben to write about hockey? We do live in Canada, so that is kind of a popular one. Would you like him to write about dogs? We have 2 dogs. Or robotics. Ben loves to do coding. Right now he's got Lego Mindstorms and Dash that he's working with. All right, Taisha says dogs, so I'm gonna click that one. Robotics. Oh, I'm gonna, if you go to the Menti, so menti.com. Oops, that's not the right one. I had it all set up and then Ben and I had to switch computers. So now we're kind of going on the fly. We go in there and you can join the live slide deck. But Ben, I think we've got 2 for dogs, 2 for robotics, 1 for hockey. I think I'm gonna vote for dogs. So that'll pump us up to 3 for dogs.
Okay.
All right. So, oops, there you go. Now we've got our topics. So we're going to write about dogs. Oh, we got another robotics. So you better switch it before your topic changes. There you go. All right. So can you suggest a topic sentence about dogs to help get Ben started? What can he write about with dogs?
You can just type it into the text box on your screen.
Dogs are man's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good one.
In the US, dogs are the most popular pet.
Might have to change that to Canada. I'm not sure if you know you're up on your research about US domestic pets. Ooh, why GSPs
are the best dogs
I like that one.
Dogs have a great sense of smell. They've been used as therapy animals for years.
Yes. Do you think our dogs could be therapy animals?
No, they could not.
All right, Ben.
All right.
What do you want?
I think YGSP are the best dogs for pets.
Very cool. All right, so Ben's gonna stop his screen share here and open up his Google Docs screen share. So yeah, he's just gonna model a few. So go up to live demo there, buddy.
Live demo?
Yep.
Okay.
And then go back to Zoom. Yeah, and then share. Desktop 1 or Google Chrome. No, sorry, desktop 1. All right, ready to rock. All right, so Ben works in Google Docs. Our school uses Google Workspace. So he's just going to take a couple minutes to show how he sets up his doc, because it's really overwhelming for a reluctant writer just to see that blank sheet of paper or document on the screen. So Ben, why don't you go ahead and show us how you set up your doc?
Okay, so first thing that I do is insert a table with however many sentences. How many do you think we should do, Mom?
Oh, probably 12. I'm kidding.
I think
how about
5.
we do 5? Let's do 5.
Okay, so I enter 2 by how many I have. And then the ones that I'm not writing in, I shade them gray. And then I write what I'm going to do in here, like topic, sentence. That's not how you spell sentence.
That's okay.
And then idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, and then concluding sentence at the bottom.
We'll just leave that off for the sake of time, okay?
Yeah.
All right, and then, so Ben now has it set up and he's gonna write into the white space. But we know that when we're writing, we wanna always be able to add in different literary devices to make our writing more interesting.
So we can add some verbs and adjectives and adverbs in there. So we're going to get another table, put checklists in each of these so that it makes it easier to know when you've used it. And verbs and and verbs.
Awesome. So when we were planning our presentation, we thought of those cooking shows where the chef is doing everything live on the counter and then they put it in the oven. And then 2 seconds later, it pops out and it's all ready. So for the sake of time, Ben's going to go to the dogs tab and he's come up with some verbs, adverbs, and adjectives to get him started with his writing. So you can see that there's still extra space on the checklist. So Ben can only think of 3 examples for each of them. So what he's going to do is go to ChatGPT to help him generate more words for his word bank.
Not now? All right. So give me 10 verbs to my GSPs.
All right, let's see what we get. All right, so ChatGPT knows that GSPs are German short hair pointers, and it's given you 10 verbs. So again, for the sake of time, I'm going to scribe for Ben as he picks 2 that he wants to add to his list.
Yep. Okay, so probably chase
Okay.
and swim.
All right.
Okay, and then you can just copy this.
All right, so give me 10 adverbs to describe my GSPs. And again, I'll scribe for you on your Google Doc.
Okay. Eagerly
Nice one.
and endlessly.
That is a very accurate one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you can see, as Ben's demonstrating, he's created efficiencies in his workflow where he's copying his prompt and then just filling in the different literary device that he wants to generate from ChatGPT.
So friendly
Okay.
and athletic.
Nice. All right, so how about you navigate back to your Google Doc. So now you can see here that usually Ben would do all of this typing himself, but just for the sake of time, I'm helping him out. So at the bottom of in his word bank, we've got BR for the verbs and that he came up with, and then CGPT for the ones that he got from ChatGPT. And he would actually share this working document with his teacher so that his teacher can see how his process went.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben is going to just say his words. He usually will use like a talk to text in Google Workspace or using Read and Write, which is a paid extension that we have available through our school. But right now I will be his live scriber. So Ben, your topic sentence was, you remember?
No.
Why GSPs are the best pet. I think I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
Best dog.
I'm best dog for pets.
Thank you. All right, here we go. So using as many of the words in your word bank, describe your ideas and a closing sentence.
Okay. So, idea 1. My dogs love to chase pretty much anything. They love to sniff everything. And they will endlessly run around a field if we let them.
Okay, idea number 2.
All right. My dogs really love to eat, and they will annoyingly whine if we don't feed them on time.
You're not making GSPs sound like the best dog.
I'm just describing the facts.
Okay, idea number 3.
GSPs are very athletic, but they are also very friendly. Closing sentence.
Okay.
Okay. In summary, GSPs can be a lot of work, but it's worth it.
All right, so let's go through your list here and check off any verbs that you used.
Sniff, run, eat, chase.
All right, did you want to add swim anywhere?
Probably not.
No? Okay, how about your adverbs?
Annoyingly and endlessly.
Okay.
Friendly, athletic.
All right, so Ben's math brain helps him to kind of skim what he wrote and click those off really quickly. That's a strength that he has. How about we add in 2 of the adjectives?
All right. Probably would need another idea. Maybe?
Sure.
Okay. One of my dogs is named Gus, and he isn't very energetic. And my other dog is Ollie. He's brown and very, very happy.
All right. So now that Ben has a rough kind of starting place here, he's able to take what he's written and bring it over to ChatGPT and ask for some feedback. And he set his table up vertically like this on purpose so that it's really easy for him to just grab his writing and pull it over into the LLM.
Okay. Oh,
Oops, you forgot to prompt.
Okay. Do that, please. Okay. Can you give me
So Ben's asking, can you give me feedback on the paragraph? Let's see what we get. All right, so ChatGPT is going to give some strengths. So your writing is engaging and personal. You've got good details and a clear conclusion. Suggestions for improvement. Fix minor grammar issues.
isn't?
Oh, that was
Mom.
mom's fault. That's okay. ChatGPT can correct me too. Okay, so you've got some ideas. We fixed that one. So ChatGPT is suggesting to improve your flow and sentence variety and a stronger hook. Do you know what a hook is?
Not really.
Okay, so how can you figure out what that means by stronger hook?
Okay. So instead of jumping right in, that usually means something at the start of the sentence. Full of energy, curiosity, and love. That's the topic sentence. So it's something about the topic sentence?
Yeah, you could also ask ChatGPT. And I find it really interesting that at the bottom it says, want me to rewrite it for you, or do you want to tweak it yourself? So as Ben's been working in ChatGPT, it's learned that he usually asks for feedback and doesn't ask it to rewrite the paragraphs. So it's actually learned to not give him the answers right away.
Yeah.
All right. So Ben, let's go back over to your, sorry, what does it say about the stronger hook? I distracted you.
Yeah. So a hook is the first sentence that of your writing that grabs the reader's attention and makes them want to keep reading. So it sets the tone and draws them in.
All right. So without reading the examples, which of those types of hooks would you like to do with your writing? So it gave you 4, sorry, go back down and just read the bold.
Question hook, bold statement hook, anecdote hook, and fun fact hook.
So which one of those would you like to try?
Probably a question hook.
Awesome. So let's go back to your Google Doc.
Right. That also changes our topic sentence, though.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. Have you ever wondered which pet you should get from the pet store?
This is the free version, Nora.
I will be this is why you should get a GSP.
All right, so grab what you just said there and put that into ChatGPT. So we can see that Ben is now using the new language on Hook that he learned as he's working with ChatGPT.
Okay.
So since GSPs aren't typically sold in pet stores, consider a broader approach, make it more exciting and unique. So Ben will keep going back and iterating on his work so that he's able to make it more personable, like it says here, exciting, unique, robust. And then by the end of this process, he would take longer than 10 minutes, obviously.
Yeah.
He would come up with a paragraph that he's proud of, that he's happy with, that's been able to share his ideas and getting feedback in a really effective way. So Ben, just go back to your Google Doc and show how you would format your final paragraph. So what would you do to actually make this into a paragraph instead of a table?
So I'd copy it, paste it.
Oops, maybe you have to do shift.
All right.
There you go.
And then I go to the dot, press the next arrow, delete, and space. Because in the table, after every sentence or every couple sentences, sometimes if you write a bunch of sentences, it makes it as a new line.
Yeah, so we want to make it look like a natural paragraph by moving it up. So Ben's had a lot of fun with his English teacher this year, being able to have this dialogue back and forth. His teacher will leave some suggestions through comments, and Ben will be able to respond to those asynchronously. But just being able to see the process of how he's developed as a writer has been really encouraging, and to be able to follow all of that through the Google Doc format and then also sharing the ChatGPT script has been really helpful to encourage him to become more brave and confident as a writer.